What is up, guys? American Sputnik here. In today's video, I'm going to tell you the story of how a crazy American soldier met this beautiful Russian girl. Давай, поехали. I almost died here. Telling me I was going to Afghanistan in 2021. I was just a young soldier at the time. I often get comments asking where one could meet a girl from Russia like I did. Well, now you can with a Ruswife app. Ruswife is an app where you can connect with Slavic and Russian people looking for a serious relationship and marriage. And if you don't speak Russian, you don't have to worry because the app features a built-in translator in the messaging section. And all the girls here are verified for a safe environment for all. Russian and Slavic women are among the most beautiful in the world who take care of their appearance, want a family, and are more likely to share the same traditional values as you. So don't wait, join the Ruswife app today. It's completely free and you can start your journey and create your love story with a person of your dreams. Click the link in the description and find your perfect match today. Alright, to start off our story of how I met my wife Sophia. So I was just a young soldier at the time, serving in the US Army, getting ready to get sent to war on my first deployment. And in about a few months, and we had a Christmas block leave time to head back home for the holidays. You know, it was a couple months before we got shipped out. And before I left Colorado to California, my brother had called me. He's like, hey man, I'm dating this girl and she's got a cute roommate from Russia and she's single. I think you guys should meet. So of course, as soon as I got to LA, me and my brother and all them, we all went out, and me and her pretty much clicked immediately. And you know, it was the hardest thing because, you know, we started hanging out a few times while I was on that month off visiting my family, and I had to tell her, you know, hey, I'm getting ready to go to a war, and I got to focus on all that. And what did you think when I told you that I was in the army and I was getting sent to Iraq and all that?
I was really worried. I really liked him at first, and I was thinking, oh, now he's going there and I'm not sure what's going to happen between us, but I was hoping for the best, and now we are together and we have our son, so it was for the best.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we were just kind of hanging out while I was on leave. You know, I had it in my mind like I'm about to deploy. I can't be thinking about a relationship or anything like that. We just talked, you know, because I ended up shipping out a couple months later. And you know, we hung out pretty much most of the time I was on leave. And you know, I was like, well, let's just continue talking, and then when I get back, you know, we'll pick up where we left off. And yeah, we pretty much talked almost every day whenever I didn't have the best Wi-Fi, but you know, I'd be able to call on WhatsApp. And calling Sophia every evening, even on my hardest days on deployment, you know, that was the one thing I looked forward to the most. And you know, I think during that time, it was your birthday, and I ended up sending you a picture of me holding an 81mm mortar round with your name written on it, saying, "Happy birthday, Sophia." What did you think when I sent you this?
It was crazy when he did that, but yeah, I really liked the surprise. It was the usual surprise for my birthday.
So I finally made it back from my deployment, and we pretty much immediately wanted to meet up again, you know, because at the beginning we only got to hang out a few times, and what you were studying in LA at the time that you know, I was deployed and all that. So yeah. And yeah, so she was already in the US, and when I got back, we actually started seriously dating. So ended up finishing up with Christmas leave. I mean, we pretty much dated the whole time I was out in California, hung out most of the time. And then she came out to Colorado. We went sightseeing and stuff and hung out for a weekend. And then the next time I saw her, I planned on going for Valentine's weekend in February, and I had the intentions to propose to her because in my mind I was in the army, I was getting ready, you know, they were telling me I was going to Afghanistan in 2021. And you know, I kind of have the mentality, just live fast, die young. I'm serving, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I like this girl, why not, you know, roll the dice. Well, went out, hung out for Valentine's weekend, and I proposed to you. And what did you think?
To be honest, I was shocked because we haven't been together for a long time, and I told him, let's think about it. But then I said yes, and it was the best decision of my life.
Yep. I rolled the dice and I won the lottery with her. ended up setting up the wedding. She came out to Colorado, and we were gonna have like an actual wedding with family and stuff, but COVID had just hit, and we had to cancel it, and we had to like throw it together. I actually got like the Army battalion chaplain, and I was like, hey man, can you do a wedding, because they're shutting everything down. Even for us in the Army, we weren't really doing much during COVID because they didn't want everyone getting sick. So we threw it together, and we had our wedding on the parade field in front of a bunch of helicopters and tanks that are there on display. So yeah, you know, they always have cool helicopters and tanks in victory parks in Russia. We had one too on our base, so it's kind of ideal. And she thought it was kind of cool since she was married.
An unusual wedding.
Yeah, it was an unusual wedding. My buddies were wearing uniform. We had the chaplain, and yeah, at the time, so we did that. We were in COVID, and pretty much since then, we have been traveling. You know, I mean, obviously in the Army, we were just living a pretty basic life, and I ended up getting out of the Army in 2022. After that, we just started traveling the world together. I mean, Russian girls, they love to travel. And well, we've been to like 9-10 countries together already on vacation. So yeah, I mean, my wife is adventurous like me. And yeah, I never ended up having to go to Afghanistan because in 2021, the United States pulled out. So that got canceled. And, you know, I'm glad I had more time with her. And then that's when I kind of decided I'm going to just finish, you know, get out on the second contract. And, you know, that be it. So yeah, American soldier marrying a Russian girl. And then, you know, during the time of us being married, I actually started learning Russian on like an app. And then, you know, I would practice, listen to podcasts. And after I got out of the Army, I started driving trucks. She worked in IT. So, you know, we were doing both really well. And we were just going to travel. I came to Russia. A little nervous about meeting her family, but they were awesome. They welcomed me right away. That's how Russian people are. They feed you, they welcome you, they treat you as their own. And yeah, so, but our son just turned 6 months today, so we celebrated his 6-month birthday, took family photos and stuff, and yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. Got a family. We decided to move to Russia earlier this year, and definitely a great decision. Definitely a better place for raising our son. We got all our relatives around. Love it here. Got a good church, good friends, and yeah, I mean, we do miss the U.S. in some ways. There's pros and cons everywhere, but not really much. I mean, overall, I would rather go to the U.S. just for vacation, visit family once in a while, and permanently live in Russia. I think we just both like it here. And I mean, even her, she lived in the U.S. all those years and realized that she loves it and misses it as well.
We wouldn't have any time for raising a son in the U.S., I guess.
Yeah.
We just work and us, so.
It's a rat race.
Yeah.
Always hustling. We're always hustling there. We had no time. You know, I was working, 70 hours a week. And, she worked from home in IT. She had a remote job. So, yeah, I mean, our time there was, I didn't have as much time together with her. And I couldn't imagine having a son. And, coming here, every time we would come, we'd spend a couple months a year here and traveling to other countries. And we never wanted to leave Russia. I mean, I've been to a bunch of countries. So we've been to 10 together. And not one of those countries did I feel as home as much as I did in Russia. And, every single time, go out with family, friends. Our son, he has like a bunch of little cousins and stuff and relatives, full of love here and family. And that's the most important thing. In the U.S., I was making a bunch of money and grinding it out, but I really didn't have much of a life. It's a competitive world, rat race out there. And here, I got a much more peaceful life. I'm able to see my son every day. You spend time at home and go on little trips and stuff like that. Back home, I don't think we would have been able to do it. And I'm thankful for her family for being here to help us when we can't do stuff and we're working even here and busy. So, we didn't have anybody to help us at all there. At least here while we're working and busy, we have, babushka and prababushka, his great grandma. So plenty of family and cousins, and nothing better than a place like Russia. Go on a nice walk in a historical area whenever you want. You know, this city's over 1,000 years old that I live in. Colorado Springs. Whoa, I almost slipped on the ice. I almost died here. Just kidding. Colorado Springs, not really that fun of a city. That's where we were living together for, you know, the last 5 years almost, until we moved to Russia. You know, Kazan, the capital of Tatarstan. You know, my wife, she isn't actually all that Russian as you would think.
Yeah, I'm a mix of Georgian, Tatar, and Russian. Kind of a crazy mix, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So we definitely have a mixed family. My son, you know, he's Italian from my side, and you know, Georgian, Russian, and Tatar. Well, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos of my life here in Russia. But for now, that's it done, you all.